ya Gntv na kwakira mnyano wanje biro mukaga byokoze ku 12 omwaka gw'2024 oine EVAS AKANKWASA kandi n'izuba iriyo gatano turiho mu rurembo rwambara akashozi akakamkuzi weberekora hamwe n'itwe ishiriza mbasekwa n'inkwisi ya Agarikwotsya ombwijire twatandika nana ikigombe cy'abarokore cyo kumanywanka cy'aba born again ninga Pentecost bwa hato bono mu ihangiri ya Uganda bijiro kushemererwa bwanyuma yo kurekwa omwanya gubarije kubana bombe kwaho nyaruji yabo y'abarokore mu ihangari yo nakandaho no muri namamve omuri Kampala aha mukorogu abarokore bona bashabirwe ko yongera kujanjaza injiri ya Kristo kandi no kundana no kwejumbira omuri biro kubombeka no kombeka ihangari ya Uganda reka turebe uko byenzire
zuba ryanyuma abazyo abantu bakuru okurugo mu kanisa ez'abarokore barigireyo no kwerekwa umwanya abarukwenda kumbeka enzu y'abarokore omuri Kampala omucyanga icyanamamve aho turebere abantu nyamwingi okurugo mu makanisa gatari gamwe na gamwe nangwa no mu districts zitari zimwe na zimwe betereineho abafonereho akagisa okugambaho na n'abantu abo barugireyo no kusima mukuru w'ihangeri His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni okugaruraho oburokore gwakuba Idi Amini dadawe akaba yabwihireho utakine no kwimusyo mutwe
lukumurwenda nkaga abarokore kisinde mu Uganda wecyatandikira.
But in 1973 Amin abolished freedom of worship in Uganda and we went underground.
Kurwenda nsavu mwesatu president yaliko Idi Amin dada na wera
and put wherever he was guided.
Buli muntu yafubutukaje yali yekwese we yasteka omutwe bweru bwatu we yasimbe kanisa.
But we thank God for the leadership of our dear president General Yoweri Museveni.
Twebaza Katonda lw'ekirowoozo ky'omwagalo waffe President Yoweri Museveni.
After he took power in 1986,
mu 1986 bwe yajja mu buyinza,
established constitutionalism,
yakkiriza okugoberera amateeka.
And among the things that he allowed to come was the freedom of worship.
Mulimu kuteeka lyebbeetu erya buli muntu okusinza mu ddiini ye.
And so with that freedom of worship, we have thrived and we have become what we have become.
Batyo bayongera no kusima Dr. Bishop Cyrus Tayebwa Muzuni okutandikaho TV nungi ya Good News Television kugira ngo Yoweri Muneyi musya ekigambo kya Ruhanga umunsi yona
Jackson. And we have none other than Bishop Dr. Cyrus Tayebwa. He's here in two capacities. As the regional overseer for Ankole, but also as the managing director for Good News TV, which is catching us live right now.
Good News TV
so good, let us give another hand clap to Good News TV.
Good News TV
If you have a function and you want it live, Good News TV is around to do it. Then we have regional ministers.
Regional ministers
Barnabas Serwada from Kampala region.
And we general overseer yarugayo no kumanyisa abarokore bona nguru hangana bendeza jengwa kuba bo behireyo okutambuza ekigambo ki omwihanga ryona.
In my prayer I say that God means well for national fellowship.
Mukusaba kwange ngamba nti Mukama atwagaliza bulungi nga national fellowship.
When we were going to start campaign, when we had already started showing it,
naffe twali agadde okubeera abakulembeze.
I have shared this in most places and I want to share it.
Ebitundu ebisinga bikino nkigabanye.
That the Lord spoke to me when I was not feeling to show interest.
Nga nze nali sikiwulira mu nze okwesimbawo.
And he said, I've called you.
Nangamba nti nkuyise.
Unity in the body of Christ when a general overseer.
Okuleeta obumu mu mubiri gwa Kristo nga ssaabalabirizi.
A number of people God used to bring to confirm that message.
Katonda n'akozesa abantu abawerako okukakasa obukulembeze ekigambo ekyo.
And on election date,
Era
what came to pass.
ekigambo ekyo ne kirabisibwa.
And I've been saying
Mbadde ngamba
that God takes a keen interest and is interested in national fellowship.
nti bwe bituuka ku by'obumu bw'abalokole national fellowship Mukama emusula ku mwoyo nga lufuba.
Because it even takes God the trouble to determine who becomes the next general overseer.
Era nga akabonero ak'enkukunala akalaga ekyo mbu Katonda bulwere bwe yatunyumiza tiyali mu Amerika omuntu omu n'agolokoka n'amugamba nti ndaba nga Mukama akuyise okukulembera mu ggwanga lyo n'akomawo wano n'abeera omukulembeze wa national
The
fellowship.
age limit was cutting him off, but the AGM sat and dropped it down, and by the time he came back, he found that he was eligible to go in and vie for general overseership.
Okkiriza kwesimbawo nga tannaweza myaka naye olukiiko olwaliwo ne lusala emyaka agenda okudda ng'agijjaamu bulungi.
God took the trouble
Katonda kimutwalira
to
omutawaana.
put Bishop Lueret as a general overseer. God took the trouble for the last 10 years.
Kyamutwalira okuteekako omulabirizi Lwere.
And while I was there, not bothered, I was supporting my Bishop Subuga.
Era nange bwe nali ndimu ebyo nga sifaayo tebinkwatako nga neewagirira mukulembeze wa
The Lord spoke to me that I have called you to bring unity in the body of Christ.
nkuyisa okuleeta obumu mu mubiri gwa Kristo nga saabalabirizi.
And many
Funa obukakafu bwakyo.
it came to pass.
Ate n'okutuukirira ne kituukirira.
Abwa Gntv Agarikwotsya Julius Tumushabe.
We are coming before you, Lord.
Mushabe twagumizamu okurga omu district ya Kotido omwebembezi yange President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Habura abase kuba natayayayo kandi arukora ahahurro yo kubinga obworo mu bantu. Museveni aragireyo n'okushaba abantu okwetandikiraho emirimo erikwija kuba nibayamba kweyiha omu bworo okutaruguma bahangira mishwiguru nangwa n'okutakira gavumenti kandi yabahabura ngo bona barebeke ngo bayijumbira mu kwakira entebe kanisa za gavumenti ezerikubaretera okugira ngo nugwe muringo ogundi ogurije kubayambaho omu kwetungura nangwa no kubinjira kimubworo okorwa mu magara gabo no mu maka gabo n'ebyanga byabo katubirebe.
In the 1996 elections, when I would be campaigning, you would get huge crowds in southern Uganda, Buganda, western, huge crowds.
Parane tiyange their campaign. Ani lodi yongo amati to ama na kuyon. Tori ama tunga lele ba tijagana nyako tij.
Coming to attend my rallies.
Eponene tenya kera ringa ke krono anya campaign.
In Karamoja, they were supporting General 100%.
Ala Karimojong, achekio na da Karimojong, mamu tunga nani adia kanari.
But the people were
Okonge tunga tari akamenade.
when I would stand like this, there would be like 10 people deep.
Na kudonge da we arake Japan we arande. Ani ngoli eriyo, ngoli anga tunga ngala ino kara ang tomo no bon kadala ginin.
Now, these days, now that I have come, it is as if I am in western Uganda or Buganda or the heavily populated parts of Uganda. My eyes can go until they lose sight. And why is this? Of course, in the past, you know, you are marrying many women. But the children were dying. Dying from diseases and from war. So all this huge number of people is because of peace and because of immunization. I therefore want to thank God for enabling NRM to do something good in Uganda, including Karamoja. In all these years, we emphasize two words: wealth and jobs. And we try to waken our people up to show them where wealth and jobs come from. In order to get wealth and create jobs, you first of all need peace. And we told you this from the beginning, possible. And the only gap in the case of Karamoja which I see is water for big herds. Which we are going to handle. But given what we have, that we have got many boreholes, and for 5 months of the year there is rain, and even when the rivers dry, you can go near the riverbed and you dig, there is water in the riverbed. The water is enough to support goats, sheep, and a few cows, and even do irrigation. If we, like in the case of Charles, he made a borehole. That irrigation is from a borehole. So therefore, this PDM is to get all of you out of poverty. That's why we said 100 million per parish per year. Because if you get the 1 million, you can buy some goats, you can buy some pigs, you can buy even young cows. So therefore, this program will be maintained. A program na PDM naga, era program na tapagenda kan kotere todolo tonga adanga lo parish. Each year we send 100 million for the parish. Angolo karu a millionaire pay miat lo parish. Ki karu kan lo chakina raga polon a millionaire mianga kan lo parish. And I've told the banks to stop deducting from the 1 million. You must get the 1 million full. Ali mogina banga tamar. Mama kutubunga delenga ngetunga. Kete mar lo kopirma million. Pok. The government is the one which will pay the bank charges. Now, in 1 year, 100 families in the parish you get. In 5 years, 500 families would have got. Now, with the PDM, you bring back the money after 24 months. So, in the 3rd year, you'll have got 100 million 1 year, 100 million 2nd year, 100 million 3rd year. But in the 3rd year, you would get another 100 million paid back by those who got first. So, with this, each and where? Each and where? Each and pop. Each and poke. Each and abaru. Alakaranoi.
Abga Gntv Agarikwotsya. Julius Tumushavi.
Tujja nsonga za ibiciro ly'essente rukuru mu yange lya Uganda erikumanya nka Bank of Uganda yargayo yashobora nsonga y'essente zabuzibweho kuruga mu banki ezikuhika obuhumbi 6 kandi orukugwa omu bigyere bya gavana wa banka ya Uganda ogwe ni Michael Ating Ego yargayo yashoborera ngu ariyo nibakora okucondoza kw'amaani ngu kandi nangwa hariho n'essente zimwe zibatandikire kutunga ahari ezo ezabase kubanisibwa katubirebe.
Obwengambo ziricuru kweyongera kugenda omu misho okusente ziri kwingana obuhumbi 6 zabuza misho omu banka ya Uganda obwa hati orugo mu bigyere by'orukukurra banka ya Uganda mwete Deputy Governor Mike Ating Ego yabasa kuba narwe nashoborera okwo ebintu bigenzere nagira ngu sente z'urugamba obuhumbi 6 obushuma tuburata okuziba tukuratandikire mu Bank of Uganda nkonka kukarga aheru aho abantu bose kwana baragira Bank of Uganda kubasa kwanesha shure eze sente konka nagira ngu kurugobwo bakatandikira okucondoza kureka ngo basakwana bagarukana neze sente ngo hati bareno bagendo misho nkandi nayibahikire.
Now, on the part of Bank of Uganda, upon discovering that the payments had not reached the intended beneficiaries, that is the World Bank and the African Development Fund, Bank of Uganda immediately commenced internal investigations and reported the matter to the relevant government agency, and that was the police, Uganda Police Force, the Criminal Investigation Directorate, and also the Financial Intelligence Authority. But beyond that, Bank of Uganda took the necessary steps to recover these funds. That was really our key priority, that of this fund that had been diverted, how quickly can we get back these funds? So that's what we've been working on. We put all our efforts in trying to recover these funds. So we instructed our correspondent bank, that is Citibank, and the banks where the funds had been credited to the accounts of the fraudsters, instructing them to freeze the said funds due to the suspected fraud that had taken place. We have since recovered $8.205 million. I repeat, we recovered US dollars 8.205 of the funds that had been sent to MJS International, London, UK. And these funds have been credited back to the Uganda Government Consulate Fund account here in Bank of Uganda. It's not frozen like the media is speculating. These funds have been credited back to the Consulate Fund account here in Bank of Uganda. And we are pursuing the balance of $391,000 that went to this bank in London through, again, our correspondent bank, Citibank. However, Bank of Uganda has not recovered the amount paid to Roadway Company through the MUFG Bank of Japan. This bank has not been very cooperative. That's why we haven't recovered this money. Had the bank been as cooperative as the bank in the United Kingdom, even this money should have been recovered. So while they haven't been cooperative, we are working hard with our domestic and international partners, particularly through the Financial Intelligence Authority, to pursue the recovery of these funds. And we also expect the ongoing investigations to support our recovery efforts and help us understand the full extent of these fraudulent transactions. But more importantly, we are also cooperating with the Office of the Auditor General, who are conducting their independent investigations. So that is what it relates on the amount of funds that were involved. So forget about all this media speculation on the amount of the funds involved and who took the fund. You know, the media you wake up with your own story and you put it there, and because Ugandans are looking for such story, they'll buy it. But take this one from me as authoritative.
Mike Ting ego najirangu engambe z'urugamba ombya mahurre ngu system yabo yakamagezi ekabasa kwa netahirwa najirangu nebishuba ngutino asekwa najakinga najirangu bushumo obu kabasa kwa butandikira aheru ya Bank of Uganda najirangu akafuno kuragirwa kubasa kwa bashashura sentezi ombanta bagwire echaritire sente zarga muramwa kwazaza gundi najirangu bwate base kwa bagaruka na sente z'urukwingana $milioni 8 ngazimwa sente zo bashashira abantu umuringo gwire kandi okuchondoza kuri kugenda misho ukubasa kwa bakwata abantu aba kandi bakagarukana sentezi.
And then the second question, this which is even bad, that Bank of Uganda was hacked. Look, it is absolutely not correct. I repeat, it is absolutely not correct that the BOU IT systems were hacked. Because hacking involves the act of gaining unauthorized access to computer systems and networks. And I can tell you with all the confidence that there is no evidence whatsoever of any unauthorized access to the BOU IT systems to divert the funds that I have just told you about. These fraud incidents were initiated outside the BOU IT systems to divert the funds. Bank of Uganda is a paying entity. You get instructions to pay, and we pay as instructed. So, let me repeat, the fraud incidents were initiated outside the Bank of Uganda IT systems, and instructions were received by Bank of Uganda to pay the wrong beneficiaries, leading to the subsequent diversion of the funds. Now, where the diversion took place, how and who were involved is a subject matter of the ongoing investigation, for which I cannot comment. But be rest assured, the Bank of Uganda IT systems remain fully operational. They are secure and uncompromised. Forget the nonsense out there that the BOU IT systems were hacked. That's my message on that. The BOU IT systems were never hacked. Our systems are operational, they're secure, and they are uncompromised.
Ating ego yagarika jirangwe bintu ebi barike kubujwanzamo abakozi ba Bank of Uganda arubya ntina iba kwatire nakacengu nangwa twarabye jumbiremu ngobwo hati baragire bitongore byone bikucondoza batire polisi atone geno auditor geno IGG kwasa kwa bacondoza nshongeje kugira ngo umuntu wakoze cikorweki abase kwa natekwa umubgaza mateka.
Now, on the staff involvement, look, whenever such a thing happens, you report this one to the police. And it's only normal for the police to take statements from all the staff who have a relationship or who work on such matters, who take part in the process of payments. So what has happened is that we are cooperating with the relevant authorities to provide information that is needed to conclude the investigation. To the best of our knowledge, no Bank of Uganda staff has been implicated thus far. So all the rumors you see there, all these things in the social media, I mean, there's no grain of truth in it whatsoever. Bank of Uganda staff have cooperated with the investigating authority, and to the best of our knowledge, no staff has so far been implicated, no been named in this. So maybe let me conclude on this. I'm just asking the public to remain patient and allow the relevant government agencies to conclude their investigations.
Gntv Agarikwotsya atkunda Matthias.
Zamu makuru gandi bwa nyuma ya Mathias Mpuga okurugayo akatandikaho ikigombe ekisi kya DP broker irizoba yargayo no kugambaho n'abahagizi be kandi aha mukoro ogwo yaherezomo ishongozi y'orukumanywa nka Alien Skin omugisha gwo kugambaho n'abahagizi. Alien Skin yagamba ahambere y'abasekwa narabamo ariyo mu nkomo kandi yashaba abantu gumana bashabara babona abariyo mu nkomo ari kugira ngo imbera bamwe zibarumo tuzibonire nagace.
Bwanyuma ya Mathias Mpuga ofutandikaho ekigombe kya DP broker kiri kuruga omu kibina ekya DP yarugayo no kugambaho enkunzi z'ekibina kya DP broker kandi niho yahereza na n'omwesongozi Alien Skin akagisa ko kugambaho na n'abantu abo kugira ngo agire ebigambo bike ebiyabahereza. We Alien Skin yarugayo no kusima abo bona bamuhereza akagisako kandi yabamanyisa ngu naiza kugumana atambura nabo mpora.
Uganda balumanye nnyo kyamukisa nnyo leero abaami bawano kumpa platform wait okuyimirako waneeno nga active politician. Lwakuba mukulu wange yebyayogera bya buvunanyizibwa ate nange byange byenjogera bya buvunanyizibwa lwakuba biyisaamu amaaso. Kati awo mu makkati awo we babibuusiza amaaso wetuteerako ebyo ebikolwa.
Alien Skin yayongera arukumanyisa abantu nga barukwenda kumanya side yeye eyari muntaraje bagambire ngwakuba we akaronda kare nangwa na n'ekigombe kyeye ekiyatandikireho ekibarukweta Fangoni Forest.
Sigenda kuba wambozeze mwagala kuwulira, sigenda kuyisaamu muntu yenna maaso yadde gwe ngenda okunyomoola kubanga ekyo Fangoni ekimanyi saidi gye twalonda ffe tubeerawo ng'abalumbibwa naye ate abali strong gwe bw'ojjangola batusirise deto olutalo olwo lutukwase ojja kumanya abasirifu bano kyekibalimu. Naye ate olumu tetukozesebwa mu kulumba bantu era tetufunangayo nakadde kafumiitiriza nti tulumbagana ono ebisinga batuwayiriza naye bwe gutyo tebisoose ku ffe bulimu bamukola ki.
Alien tiyakomaho yarugayo no kusaba abantu bona okurugayo bakasabira abantu babo abari omu bihome ngwakuba embere ibarumu bambe tinungi munonga.
Nze nabadde mukomera era ensobi eziri mukomera nazirabye n'ebituufu ebiriyo nabikoze eki. Buli alinayo omuntu we mukomera afuna akadde amusabireko nga naali mukomera bwe yeesabira. Si buli aliyo nti alina omusango ate si nti buli ali ebweru ye mutuukirivu ennyo. Munfuna nze ndi wano omusango gwasoose okuntekebwako mpita mu bumpimpi mumanye nze nabba akasimu ene mukulu wange yabbayo ebitaano mbu siwe kiri kati bundles of the same feathers owakasimu n'owekido. Kitegeeza kwatagana ne stages enneneko bw'oba obbire ku leve ekola ki.
Alien yagumizamu n'okumanyisa abantu ngu bonka ekibiina kyabo ekya Fangoni Forest beine ebiragiro ebibarikugenderaho.
Ffe tugaba respect buli omu kubanga tulina ebigambo byaffe eri mu Fangoni. If you don't respect the elder oba the leaders of the people kitegeeza you don't respect the people. Bw'otaba mu kitiibwa mukulembeze w'abantu oba weerimbise mu kifaananyi naye nga ggwe abataba abantu kitiibwa. Kati ate waliwo ebimu bye mutagenda tegeera ng'ojja kuddayo ewammwe lulu number 1 the boss is always right.
Alien yayongera no kusaba abantu bonna abafunire ekibafunireho bezuke munonga aho barigire nangwa bamanye naho batandikire kubanyese yabo ekatandikire nyuma kandi bayino kugumana batambura muna n'abantu abo
kitegeeza tujjukire nnyo gye tuva nze nno emisango egintekebwako mugimanyi buli omu agamba ali eneyo si mubi naye baabeera nabo okitegedde kate bembeera nabo olumu nange nalinga bo sisobola kubakyusa nga mmaze bejjamu okuggyako okubabeeramu nembalaga mpolampola ekyokukola kuba nze sente nziina ezimbeeza emunyonyo njaga munfune bulungi emisango eginvunaanibwa olumu n'abantu ne basiviliani n'olukongolo lwe banteekako nasitwa bannayuganda munfuna naye nga kitegeeza nange nyinza okuba ntose ku levo epangisa akazigo emunyonyo naye obubaka bunaava butya mu kikomera ate budde mu nkwero ensonga lwaki ne mu kizungu gye mbeera nafuulayo nkwero kubanga be bantu bange siri politician nnyo ne byenjogera biringa bya bana babufuzi kati nze kye nakoze nga nze nsobola okubeera emabega
aliyeni yayongera no kumanyisa enkunzi z'ekibiina kya DP Block nguweta kafunire saidi yona nguwe natambura na n'abantu bamara kusaramu ngwakuba amani ruhanga nwe yagabahire kandi babasaga kozesa nko kuba rukwenda
nsobola okubeera emabega sina saidi yonna wabula nsaidinga na buli Munnayuganda tujja kusonga kuba Katonda amaanyi abadde agatuwadde n'okusingawo bwe tunaabeera emabega w'omuntu ne tugamba nti fangoni omuntu oyo tumulabire eddala kyemmanyi ekigambo ekyo kijja kutuuka ku buli omu gwe kikwatako bino si byakuyimba kubanga obubaka obw'amakulu tubuyimbye enyimba ne muziwulira ne mutakitegeera abamu ne bawuliramu ndongo ne bazina abamu ne batawuliramu n'abuuza kati binayimbye biki kitegeeza tulina kirasi mmeka 3 bwe tukeeranga ku makya saba nnyo Katonda amagezi okumanya n'okutegeera tolina muntu yenna gw'ogenda kuvunaana yadde okwasa obulamu bwo okuggyako ffe abaana babavuddeyo nga tulaba tuli bulungimu tugamba naffe birungi tubyagaliza abalala naye ng'olumu tubasudya naffe tetuli buki lwakuba kye mwagala owulira omunafu tawangula lutalo tulina kubeera b'amaanyi okulwanagana n'abamaanyi. May God bless you.
Bato ne mukama waffe we yasamba abali bafudde nnyo n'abakatale eyo ngaliro
abwa Gntv Agarikwotsya Julius Tumushabe
okuruga mu Balambuli bwanyuma y'abantu ba Balambuli okuteerwa omwejemure gavumenti ya Uganda yargayo n'okweraganisa ngu neija kuba nebarondera omwanya murungi aho bingi bona barije kuba nibatuura kandi bashaba nabo abakiriyo mu myanya etakatirwe myejemure konka bakugira ngu esha yona nibabaasa kuteerwa emyejemure ninga ebigwererezi byona nabo babaase kwetebeekanisa kwija kuba nibafururwa esha yona.
5 million. So far he has supported us with support of 5 million per the date, and 28 people or dead bodies have been supported. The families have been supported with 5 million each, and also we were told, or the record we had was like 23 people were injured, and he has also supported them with 1 million each. So I want to thank the President for his use of support.
In other districts as a result of this flood and so on, and the list is well with my Minister of State. I think she would wish to forward it to the President as well, so that we don't discriminate those ones. Those ones also died in disasters. We give 5 million, 5 million. The injured, we don't know the numbers, so we are not going to consider the injured.
In other areas. No, she already gave me the list, and I sent the list to State House. I think they are also looking at how best they can support them. Time round, we are going to demarcate 2 acres. 2 acres, because then somebody can really do something tangible. I said we shall see how to gazette the roads properly. You give me my land 2 acres down. You give me my land 2 acres down. So that, because people are becoming rich on 2 acres, Nyakana style. Because if one is here, you give me another burden to move, it becomes hectic.
Your Excellency the President. So immediate is we evacuate all those landslide affected families within the immediate vicinity and the area around the landslide area. Vacate those families straight to Bulambutiye. We shall keep them in a tented accommodation for a maximum of 2 to 3 months. The reason is that during that short period, all these activities which was read in that our report will be concurrently taking place. And we estimated that that land can easily accommodate over 4,000 families. Each family given 2 acres of land, so that it's no longer given 1 acre, again another acre elsewhere for farming, but they are given the land together, 2 acres, so that they can have their position, put their house there, they can have their their gardens there, the animals, they can fence the place.
You are right.
So when we get this plan, we get the planners to immediately, we are given the planners 2 weeks within which to come with a complete plan for settlement, for dividing this into 2 acre plots with the streets, demarcated the streets and the positioning for where the school will be, where all those basic facilities are. These are simple design which will not take you long.
The plan will outline the key steps needed to successfully locate and settle affected families. It will focus on safety, community involvement and sustainability, ensuring that the displaced population receive the necessary support to rebuild their lives. The plan will also emphasize immediate relief efforts, long-term development and careful land management. Ministry of Energy, on the immediate, install power lines to supply electricity to the new test settlement, ensuring that the community has access to basic services. And also financial support and allowances on the immediate, provide 10 million Uganda shillings for families who are willing to locate and vacate high-risk areas. Relief food be provided for the first 6 months. Ensure that allowances are provided for feeding and supporting people on the ground during the relocation process. Ministry for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, provide tentative figures for immediate support required for a displaced population, including food, shelter and medical needs. So a total of 1,568 people have been relocated to Bulambuli Emergency Camp from various areas, and registration is still ongoing, and thereafter further verification of the affected households. So this is the breakdown from the different sub-counties. Sinu, we have registered 141 households in the camp. Namusuni, 431 households. Buruganya, 29 households. Soiti, 4, a total of 605 households. The sorting and registration of the displaced individuals is currently being handled at the camp. Some individuals have moved to Bulambutiye, but there are still people at high risk who need to be relocated. Amount per household, each household should be provided with a settlement package worth 10 million to cover initial relocation costs, logistics, and support help families establish their new homes and livelihoods. Immediate relocation to available land. The available land for settlement in Honorable Gidudu's areas can accommodate the immediate population affected by the landslides.
Not allowed.
I want you to be in the middle. Help Ministry of Tourism with a list, because for you don't have capacity. For them they have the wildlife police officers who are knowledgeable. We give them a list, they now start marking those houses danger. Otherwise they will look at us as jokers.
Oblige.
Luckily enough, we already have Mount Elgon Conservation Area, which neighbors the areas. So we shall have an instrument as an annex presented to Parliament to add them to the Mount Elgon Conservation Area. So we shall follow all the processes to have the areas gazetted.
Yes, thank you. We forgot one point. Ministry of Water, you did not talk about how we are going to afforest that place. Think about how you are going to plant forests.
Abwa Gntv Agarikwotsya Julius Tumushabe.
Tozo murubirizi nko muringo gumwe gwo kongera okuyamba abana baferirwa bazire babo omwirindo ry'enyamishwa babasa kubana bahebu buyambisha mero rumwe omu district nemwe kandi abargayo babasa kubana bashimirwa bakujangwe ekinjija kubayamba omukutunganya ensya nungi okurabira omu mishomo katurebe uko byagenda.
Ekitongole kya Kichwamba Orphanage Foundation ekyosere nikireberera amafuzaga abazire babo baferire umupaka ya Queen Elizabeth bari kuhinga nibagirangu obwegese bw'abana aba bose n'ubugenda mpora mpora nuko kushara mu kutandika w'ishomero ya Shemero Primary School nibagirangu tuyo kuyamba amafuzi gonka bitu ndirija na kwera abari yahinguririze
bana bamwe abatakwebasa mwani mureba t-shirt zabo hariho rogo n'ishibaji ahakikuba cyabeja hariho emikono z'iziti it means that they are supporting abana abo they go supported at the end they will be happy, hence the name Shemererwa or be happy or joyful. Kandi omuryeto n'abandi bantu abakutwatiraho umusiza hero umuntu orukutamo mukono muhango nonga nawe ni bamwita Shemererwa, that is joy, hence the name Shemererwa. Ichokanchi marira abasu munyikirize umudakike
Kitongole cya Kichwamba Orphanage Foundation ekabeshikire kubaho abo kubembera ya Kichwamba ekabera kubi n'abana abo bamwe abo kureba bakaba batakishoma konkato bariyo no bashoma kandi amani mingi na no mukubarisa no mukubazweka sima director cyagaba abo kubagereze ho munonga kandi agwishomerere no wanorebe by'abantu bikorwa ishomeri nija kubirgisha miro ry'amani okutandikira aha cyareki na munonga abana baho baganyirweho kandi standard y'ishomereri ni ndebe ryahigura munonga abo ko bartanditse
produce you have to put money
wazara no kutahose
bona those days babana n'ababuriyo
ebyo biro bikagenda bikahingura birango mwana no waburiyo
abakazi abali aha ko kuzaro kirenti no wanje wego mushisha yaliwo taliho ni mushomesa ni muhereza byari kwe koke byo kugiramba ato mushisha yayanga bweni yayanga washino kumisa munoza byo kubasi. You look after your children, mushashure school fees because muza kurugaha mu kirembo abashemererwa ni bategaza mno hata abana mwabatarubiriza Shemerera maybe neshayo mtwara abiri rubirizi mwataba mtwara atani ati kwa batokunda project ya Kichwamba utwaire rubirizi wemno bano teka. So these teachers to be there abashomesa bona where they started from. They started the same thing.
Gerra ahari Edison watandikiraho ihuru yo kwatara abana baferirwa bazire bawo nagirangu icyabagemeserize kutandikaho orphanage center eji amwe n'ishomero ngo hakuba embera kabera imbi n'abana batine chwera.
Project zikastandika kugira ngo kwatireho abantu abatakweyamba akubera ishomero likatandikaho under Kichwamba Orphanage Foundation ekitongole kikwatira abana 200 abefuzi abatine bazira babazire babo baferera umupaka kandi abatine ubuyambi cyatumire cyatandikaho kugira tuyambira na community abantu abakwetaga gwegese umushomero ryo
marahanga abwe kinto kirenze ko mu society yitweji katandikerinka yo kurebera abana abaferi bazire babo mpaka uko bakwiga konka nsinumamicaga Edison akatandikaho ekibiina ky'okureebera abaana Chamba Foundation nga shikofu ekizire ku rujjo twayihamu n'ishomero eri lyashemererwa kandi n'ubwana babukina harimo abakuyambwaho abazungu na ikisomero
tubase kushashura umubwire kandi n'abana turekere gumantu bose sa karukosha aferwa ishomero rero ya private konka abana tubaru ba private abana nabihanga kandi kusome kurwatiraho rukika ahamutindo myenda munkize ko aho akwa ubwire bwaba buringwa imikoro yabonera
ubwo hatishimiro rya shemero primary ryo rizarukire umucwamba Orphanage Foundation kandi ririyo nirwera abaturage abo muri Rubirizi abo Gntv Agarikwotsya ngashakwa aineshira umuri Rubirizi.